So, welcome to the quarterback competition and now the hot seat. You're going to get this probably through spring and through fall. What's it like being a part of this competition and you know, being part of this, trying to get that job?
Uh, for me, it's probably a blessing. A lot of people would love to be in my position right now, competing for the job, and it's been fun. The rest of us just competing. It's every day. You just got to come out and eat and grind, and it's been a fun process so far.
I was going to ask if you think it's pretty clear what it takes to earn the job. I just asked Fessy, and he talked about some of the basic things. Do you guys in the quarterback room feel like it's pretty clear about what you guys have to do to earn that position?
Oh yeah, it's the blueprint is pretty clear. It's always the little things that lead to the bigger things. It's like the extra film study. Making sure your school and your spiritual side of life is good, and then football should fall into place. And I just think that the more you study the position, watch film, and just watch how Zach played last year as well. You come to grow and realize what it takes to get the job.
Okay, we'll take questions from Jake and Mitch.
Sol-Jay, you've been a pretty well-traveled quarterback. You started out in Hawaii there on the North Shore, then you go to Washington, D.C. and play high school ball there. In all your kind of just different circumstances playing quarterback, what do you think you've learned the most in all of that?
I think I learned how to adapt, just wherever you are, in Hawaii, the football there is a little bunch of big, poly dudes hitting each other. So you got to adapt to that. And then when you go to the East Coast, it's a bunch of, just a bunch of D1 athletes out there just trying to take your head off every play. So the game's much faster, I say, on the East Coast than it is back home. And then you come here and it's like a little mixture of both. You got everybody, the polys, everybody, white, blacks, from all your different. It's just diverse. So I guess adapting to everybody and just trying to trying to find a vibe with your teammates and stuff. So it's pretty much it.
I also wanted to ask you about your relationship with Coach Roderick. If I understand correctly, he was the one that recruited you chiefly. Is that right?
Yes, it is. He is.
So what kind of relationship do you have with him? Can you kind of describe that for us?
Just like he's kind of like just like our friend. He's always there when we need him. He's there to coach us up. He helps us a lot, as far as defensive schemes and game planning. So with him, it's just like I can ask him for anything and he'll be, oh, I got you. That's the type of relationship we got with him.
So, Jay, what do you feel are your strongest characteristics or traits as a quarterback, both physically and maybe mentally? Where do you feel like you're at your best as a quarterback?
As a quarterback, everybody tells me, and it's obvious, like my athleticism. That's like probably my number one thing at QB right now. But probably just making plays, just doing things that most people will be like, oh wow, I didn't think you could do that.
Last year, if I'm not mistaken, you had some chances. Coach A-Rod gave you opportunities to get some first team reps in fall camp. How often have you had chances to run the first team offense thus far in spring ball?
A lot, actually. Everybody's going with the first team pretty much. I say equally right now. It's just whichever quarterback is in producing the most, then that's probably who they're going to play. So that's probably it.
All right, go ahead, Jake, and then Jared.
Yeah, Sol-Jay, you are a guy who comes, I think, with that dual threat moniker as a quarterback. People think of you as a guy who can both run and pass. Is that kind of how you see yourself, or do you see yourself as more of one or the other?
Oh yeah, that's how I see myself. Not gonna lie, yeah, just dual threat. I say probably one of the things I got to work on is probably keeping my poise in the pocket. So far this spring, just gotta sit in there and not trying to run out, too quick. So that's probably dual threat is me.
And I got one other question for you here. You obviously sat on the sidelines last year, watched Zach and this offense operate at a very high level. What did you take away from watching Zach in particular that you think you can incorporate into your own game?
His confidence, for sure. The way he plays, the way he comes out, his mindset, his work ethic, his film study, everything he does is with confidence. He doesn't play around, doesn't joke. He's serious, but at the same time, he knows how to have fun, but it's good fun. Like always be productive. Try not to, slack off and whatnot, and always stay locked in.
I was just curious, Sol J, what you would say has been, maybe a favorite experience that you've had so far.
As far as football wise, probably the Navy game. I went in, and of course, I'm nervous even though there's no fans and whatnot. But I went in and like the first that my first drive, I was calling the play was supposed to go one way, but I was calling it the other way the whole time. Well, luckily Kyle Griffiths was there, and he was like, "No, it's this." So that was probably one of my funniest moments of my life. And to this day, when we hang out and we go and hang out with the boys, they always like, "Remember that time?" I'm like, "Oh, yep, I remember." So yeah, that's one of the best experiences by far.
They won't let you live it down, will they?
Yeah, they won't.
Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, we'll take a last question from Mitch.
Yeah, so Jay, what do you think of the personnel that's in this offense? That whether you or whoever ends up winning this starting quarterback job, the pieces that'll be around you. What do you just make of the talent that surrounds you in this offense?
I think the talent on this offense is crazy. I mean, whoever starts at QB is gonna be, I would say, lucky because we got dudes on receiver, O line, running backs, especially like every spot there's dudes. So I say it'll be a fun offense to watch this upcoming season.